The Team High School graduating class of 2020 is experiencing a commencement like no other in the history of Woodland Public Schools. We have no records from 1918 to know if, during the last global pandemic, Woodland's graduation was suspended, but we are pretty sure that we did not pre-record the elements of the commencement and stream them out over the interweb for the graduates of 1918 to celebrate the completion of their high school career from the comfort of their living room. I so wish I had the opportunity to honor your success while looking at each of your smiling faces and acknowledging this important milestone in your life with a handshake. One thing I do know for sure is that you will look back on this experience and be able to tell your grandchildren about the graduation during the pandemic of 2020 while they listen with rapt attention and are astounded by the primitive technology we used back in the old days of 2020. By every measure, your graduation from high school is a mark of your success. It will open doors of opportunity that would otherwise be closed to you. We call this ceremony a commencement rather than a conclusion. The root of commencement, commence, means to begin. I encourage you to begin by considering your next steps. Don't let this be the end of your education. Continue to learn, whether by continuing your education, joining the military, or pursuing a trade. Don't stop learning and growing. As you mark the completion of your career as a high school student, I want you to think about your future. The 19th century Irish poet and playwright Oscar Wilde said, "To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all." My wish for you is that your future will be a long and rich and most importantly, full of life. And now, members of the board, by the authority vested in me by the Woodland Public School Board of Directors and the state of Washington, I hereby certify that all members of the Team High School graduating class of 2020 who are receiving a diploma tonight have met the graduation requirements of the Woodland Public School District and the state of Washington. Please accept the Team High School graduating class of 2020.
Sabrina is a person who knows what she wants and holds strong beliefs and is really persistent in achieving her goals. Being a doer is in her nature, and she is quick to take action and to advocate for herself and those she loves. Her instinctiveness and her dedication to personal values makes her a champion for others and a natural leader in life.
I have often told Maddie that if I had 100 of her as my students, I would have the easiest job in the world. Maddie is truly an ideal young person. As a friend, she's loyal and protective. As a daughter, she's loving and adoring. And as a student, she is respectful and responsible. She would have been successful in any educational setting that she chose, which is why I feel so extraordinarily blessed that she chose Team. A junior at the beginning of this school year, Christine decided that she wanted to graduate early. She worked hard, set and followed goals for herself, showed grit and determination all year long, and here she is as one of the 3 class of 2021 students who have earned their diploma with the class of 2020. I'm so glad that Christine will always march to the beat of a different drum because that song and dance she does is so lovely.
Taya Ann is a beautiful name for a beautiful girl. Taya has a smile that can light up the room and the intelligence to carry on an amazing conversation. Taya, you are smart and strong and can meet any challenge ahead of you. And I can't wait to see what you decide your path will be. Blessed are the curious, for they shall have adventures.
Thomas Edison said, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up." The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. And if there's any student who will always try a different approach and try just one more time, it's Mason Tyler. Mason is a person with a big vision for himself and a person who will problem solve to find creative solutions. He is quick to spot opportunities and shortcuts and has a work smarter, not harder attitude and approach to all things in life.
Every year, we tend to have a few students who gravitate towards the teachers' desks more often than not. We always end up getting to know those students so well that their absence is keenly felt once they graduate. Weston is one of those students for the class of 2020. Although I will miss all of our graduates, the time I have spent getting to know Weston will guarantee that I notice when he isn't there next year. I know that sometimes he feels uncertain about his future, but I have every confidence that he will be successful. He has all the character tools he needs to achieve any goal he sets for himself. To be honest, I'm not really sure what we're gonna do without Justine next year. When we needed something done, she was just the person we went to. She was such a jack of all trades and a huge help every day, and constantly had a great attitude. Everyone knew they could go to Justine if they needed to talk about a problem they were having. She would give them advice if they needed it, or just a sympathetic ear if they didn't. Other students knew they could trust their own children to Justine as well if they needed to step outside or to get a test done. In fact, Justine's maternal instinct is one of the main reasons why I wasn't at all concerned when she told me she was pregnant. I knew she would fall into the role of motherhood as easily as she had fallen into the role of student ambassador at Team. She has the innate ability to be both nurturing and tough, protective but not overbearing, and kind beyond measure. Alice is so lucky to have such a wonderful mom, and we at Team all feel so lucky to have had the chance to get to know you over the past 3 years. Ricky is such a treasure. Along with only a handful of other students throughout my career, Ricky is the kind that I can't even imagine being anything other than sweet and accommodating. He is so honest and respectful to his teachers, caring and sympathetic to his friends, and a kind and welcoming presence to Team newcomers. And I know that our school therapy dog, Rory, is gonna miss Ricky and his daily cuddle sessions. Ricky, I hope you visit us frequently, not just to snuggle Rory, but also so that we teachers can see you continue to grow into the awesome young man that you're shaping up to be.
This is gonna be tough because she's pretty special, but you know that. What can I say about Keely? Well, in fact, I can say a lot. Keely is a hard worker who loves her family and friends fiercely. She is kind and funny, strong and tender-hearted, smart and wants to learn. Every day I marveled at what an amazing young woman she is. Rory and I will miss her more than she will ever know. I hope she will miss us a little too. Scout's full name is Elizabeth Scout Olmsted, which is a beautiful name. I love that we call her Scout. It's from my favorite book, To Kill a Mockingbird. And I am the mother of sons, but Scout is one of the girls this year that I said, I wish I had a daughter like her. Scout will be just fine, no matter what path she takes. When you are kind to others, it not only changes you, it changes the world. Scout, you're gonna change the world. Hannah worries more about others than herself, and I encourage her to be a little selfish sometimes. Put herself first. She works hard and found a way to carve out time to focus on her goals. And now, she is here, a proud high school graduate. Always remember, you are beautiful, inside and out. Be happy, not because everything is good, but because you can see the good side of everything.
I have always liked Corey, but this year really cemented in my mind what a responsible and hardworking person she is. When she sets her mind to something, you know that it's gonna be done. She's one of the few students who has finished with all graduation requirements well before the deadline, which I appreciate more than she'll ever know. Her friendliness, calm presence, and work ethic will benefit her throughout her life, in whatever situation she finds herself. She has worked very hard to get where she is today, and she has a very bright future. I really can't express how thrilled I am to have had a chance to meet and work with Becca. She is a mixture of all my favorite qualities. She's hilarious, easy to talk to, fiercely independent, kind, generous, and honest. But above all, my favorite thing about Becca is how resilient she is. She has always reminded me of a diamond, beautiful, sparkling, an absolute treasure, with an extraordinary strength that you might not have realized just by looking at her. But strong she is, and I will never forget her.
What sets Sierra apart from others is how she will jump into a new situation head first without any hesitation. This year, Sierra has moved to a new state and started at a new school, which are both huge transitions. She was fearless in talking to new people and meeting new friends. She is first to grab life by the horns and is able to hold on despite all challenges and obstacles. Whenever something new comes up, she charges in head first without ever looking back, and her contagious enthusiasm and magnetic personality guarantee that whatever adventure you go on with Sierra, you're going to have so much fun. When Cynthia first walked through the door of team, she looked like a China doll. Perfect skin and makeup, and like somebody who was fragile. However, looks are so deceiving, and beneath that well-manicured exterior, Cynthia was quick to prove that she is a force to be reckoned with, resilient, passionate, and not to be ignored. Cynthia is also unapologetically herself, and her individuality and uniqueness is her signature on all of her schoolwork. Her dynamic personality and spirit are her gifts, and she is a leading light in the world.
Natalie is caring, strong, independent, funny, intelligent, determined, and a goal-oriented young woman. I feel blessed to have been able to see her grow, learn how strong she really is, and watch every success she has had. I am thankful to have had her in my life, and my life is better for it. Logan is one of the hardest working, kind-hearted young men that I've had the opportunity to know. He loves his family, his friends, and his animals, and would do anything for them. My favorite thing about Logan is that he knows his mind, his beliefs, and he doesn't sway from them, but he loves to listen to another's point of view. I have no doubt that whatever path he chooses in life, he will be a success. I can only hope that once in a while he visits and we have a chance to catch up.
So whereas some students can spend time at team without me knowing that they're there, I always knew when Zach was at team. He comes in with such energy and enthusiasm and draws others to his personality. On top of that, Zach is observant and is crazy funny, and he has a cutting and dry delivery that as a teacher, I just struggle not to laugh at. Zach is also extremely intelligent and quick to pick up information, and I'm sure that he'll tell you that he passed high school without ever having to study material. He can hear something once and then just know it, which is a gift that is rare and valuable.
I just hope that this speech does him justice after watching him walk in so confident that we had to videotape it. I am so grateful that we had the opportunity to meet Tyler. I think team was a great fit for Tyler. But what I know is that team was a better place because he chose to attend. I will miss his calmness and his kindness, but he will be fine out there in the world, no matter what he chooses to do. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will.
I have found from personal experience in my own life that bumpy roads always lead to the prettiest places. Sam's road to graduation has not always been the smoothest one, but this moment right now is all the better for it. Sam has shown a lot of bravery by continuing at team. After all, it doesn't take bravery to show up somewhere you want to be or to do something you want to do. And even though Sam didn't always want to be at team, he found a way to show up when he had to. Life has not always been kind to Sam, but he has weathered each storm that comes his way. And instead of being torn and tattered, he comes out the other side stronger than before. I am so proud of the work he has done to achieve this accomplishment.
And so what makes team graduation so cool is that we really get to know each kid a lot. Like I've had Ryan for a couple years now, And so we always write a little bit about them and what we're gonna miss about them. And so what I wrote about Ryan is that he is a person who approaches life with quiet fortitude. He keeps trucking through work tirelessly and without complaint, to the point where I've walked past him when he's at team and commented, "Well, I didn't realize you were still here." Because he comes in and is so quiet and is so dedicated to getting through his work. Ryan, please feel free to list us as a reference on any job application, because your reliability, dedication, and nose to the grindstone approach make you a model employee for any boss. And we would love to tell someone that they need to have you on your team. Ariana is somebody with strong moral character and somebody that you can count on to be honest and to always stand up for her beliefs. She has a strong code of ethics, and you can trust that she will always do what she knows in her heart to be the right things. Her friends can trust that she isn't complaining about them behind their back, and they can always count on her to be there for them and to always tell them the truth when they need to hear it. She inspires trust in others and is dependable, reliable, and hardworking. She works so hard to achieve her goals that this year she had weeks where she completed over 100 assignments, which is 10 times the amount she needed to do because she was so determined to finish her work. She also completed over 60 hours of community service when she only needed to do 20. That drive and work ethic are going to carry her far in life, and you can depend on her to do what she says she's going to do it with honesty and integrity, and to see a project all the way through until the end. Chelsea is like a phoenix, rising out of ashes and showing how brightly she can shine and how high she can fly. When she started at team, she was in 10th grade. She had 0 high school credits, so she literally started from nothing. However, she rose so fast and worked so hard that she completed high school in just a year and a half, blowing everybody and even herself away. In Chelsea's own words, "I discovered that I could learn independently and succeed when I worked through my studies at my own pace. Suddenly, I realized my success was all on me, and it was entirely my responsibility to finish my studies. Having that kind of independence makes you mature quickly."
I am so proud of Dakota. This year has challenged him in ways that no teenager should ever have to be tested. I don't know how many adults can handle what Dakota has. And yet not only did he survive, he thrived. I never doubted for a second that Dakota would be standing here today. Dakota, I want you to know that the entire staff sees what a strong, funny, and capable person you are. Your dad loved you so much and always talked about how much you meant to him. He would be immensely proud of you today and always, and so are we. It is going to be very difficult to say goodbye to RJ. He is easily one of the sweetest, friendliest, most patient students I have ever had the fortune to teach. Even if surrounded by pessimists, RJ is forever the optimist, looking for and finding the silver linings in unpleasant situations that other people would be blind to. Not only does RJ have the ability to see the good, he can absorb it, exude it, and before you know it, he has lightened the room with his positivity. His dedication to his goals is admirable, and his dedication to his friends is even more pronounced. I feel like everyone in his life is very lucky to know him, and myself included.
Jessica is a ray of sunshine. I couldn't help but smile every time she walked through the door. Jessica is a strong young woman and can do anything she sets her mind to. During her time here, her plans for the future have changed. We have talked about this, but I am not worried at all about what the future holds for her. She is amazing and is a very capable young adult that can and will succeed at anything she sets her mind to. Love and kindness are never wasted. They always make a difference. They bless the ones who receive them, and they bless you, the giver.
A typical school day for Logan has him coming into the classroom with telltale signs that he's just been fishing, while simultaneously holding a bag of candy. He is also hardworking, dedicated, and a person that I would trust with my life. If he commits to doing something, he commits 100% without taking breaks or shortcuts. Even with all the praise and recognition for his efforts and hard work, Logan remains so humble and dedicated, where I'm not actually sure if he realizes how much he's valued, appreciated, and trusted at Team.
Every year, there are a few students who I just cannot believe are graduating. Not because they haven't worked hard or earned it, they have, but because the idea of Team carrying on without them just seems so unnatural. Zach has already begun the rest of his life. He's a loving partner to Aliciana and father to Clarity, and is well on his way to being a professional ironworker. I hope he visits our school often, so we can get back some of that old familiar Team feeling.
When we talked about graduation speeches this year, I immediately said, dibs on Sandy. So I could talk for hours about how hardworking and dedicated Sandy is, and what a gift she is to the world. She approaches everything with grace and a smile, and adapts to meet the needs of others. She is determined and decisive, passionate and assertive. She is a true team worker and fits into every situation, and is wonderful at communicating with others, showing genuine interest, and drawing others to her. She is naturally intelligent, a born people person, and determined to reach her goals, so an overall superstar. I hope she keeps visiting Team so we can see her achieve all of the great things she's destined for, and to hear about all of her wins.
Often, when we talk about what we will miss about our graduating seniors, we mention how their larger-than-life personality lent itself to our classroom and how Team won't quite be the same without them. Well, I will absolutely miss Kyler, and Team won't be the same without him, but it's not for the noise or distraction that he brought to Team. More than anything, I will miss how Kyler was always quietly observing and keeping to himself until the perfect moment. Whenever something incredulous happened at Team, I could look over to Kyler and we would both just shake our heads at each other, and it was comforting to know that such a level-headed student agreed with me. Kyler is a great example for other people. He is proof that you don't have to be loud to be important. You don't have to be emphatic to be strong, and you don't need to draw attention to yourself to be recognized. We all see Kyler for the strong, smart, independent young man that he is.
Jennifer is a beautiful soul. She is sweet and kind, funny and smart, and the kind of young woman that anyone would wish to have as a daughter. Everyone in your life is proud of you. We all believe you can and will accomplish great things. Never give up on yourself. We need amazing, smart people like you to make our world a better place. You will go far, and I will be proud to say, I know and care for that wonderful young woman. Just remember to treat yourself the way you treat the person you love the most in your world. You deserve that and more. Today we are celebrating Noah. He should be here with his infectious, mischievous smile that drew us all in. He should be, but he is not, and I can't hide that fact. So let's really celebrate what an amazing soul that we were all blessed enough to have in our lives. He was kind, loyal, creative, smart, secretly funny, quiet but engaging, and a kid you couldn't wait to see. He was talented in so many ways, from sports to art. He was an individual with the greatest pink hair. He was good to everyone and cared more than most people I know. Noah had big plans for this world, and although he is not on this earth to see them through, he has left his mark on so many of us. So I challenge all of you, as well as myself, to do what Noah would have done. Make this world a better place in our own way. It is our duty to see the world in the way Noah did, to make it better for others, but to not just worry about ourselves. He looked out for anyone that needed it, whether he knew them or not. This is how the beautiful life of Noah lives on. It is in our hands now. We can make this world a better place in his honor. Because I always have a choice. I choose love.